I am delighted to be back with Elder Quest. My name is Jeannie Griffiths. I will again be teaching cultural geography. This will be the sixth year, this is six in Chinese, sixth year that Robert and I will be teaching here at Elder Quest. My husband, Robert, had a 33-year career with the Foreign Service, and we spent most of that time living overseas, where it was easy to visit a whole bunch of countries. And in all that travel, we spent only one day in Russia. Our budget could not afford the $400 nightly hotel rate, so our solution was to fly to Moscow on a red-eye flight. We arrived at 5 o'clock in the morning. We had to hang out in the airport for a couple of hours waiting for the city to wake up. And like many big cities, Moscow is renowned for its terrible traffic, which we then had to plow our way through to get to our prearranged tour guide. We had a very packed day, seeing as many sites as possible before returning to the airport and waiting for the next red-eye flight back to China, where we were living at the time. This class gives me the perfect opportunity to learn about some of the 196 countries in the world. So a few years ago, I thought, I'd really like to learn about Russia. So I started to prepare for the class. But I soon realized Russia is such a huge, complicated country. There was no way I would be able to get the class ready for that year. So I set it aside and prepared something else. The next year, I came back and again continued to work on Russia. And I again realized Russia is despite my continued efforts, there was no way the class was going to be ready in time. So last year, we learned about Iceland and Antarctica instead. Then this year, with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, I thought, the stars are aligning. This is the year that I must teach Russia. So we are going to spend the whole semester learning about this fascinating country. We will learn about its long, torturous history. We'll learn about its language, its culture, its cold weather. We will see how religion was an integral part of the Russian Empire for hundreds of years before it was stamped out by the Soviet Union, the world's first communist nation, when it came to power in 1922. We will see how Stalin, a cruel dictator for 30 years, brought death and trauma to his countrymen, but he did manage to turn the Soviet Union into a world power that then tried to spread communism throughout the rest of the world. And after a long, illustrious history, we will see how this intimidating world power collapsed in 1991. Putin believes that collapse was the greatest tragedy of the 20th century. So he's doing his part to rectify that situation with the invasion of Ukraine. We will also look at Ukraine and see how these two countries have an interwoven history. So yes, Russia is a daunting subject. It took me 3 years to prepare this class, but I've learned an important lesson. I will never again attempt to teach a class about a country as complicated and challenging as Russia. But you get the opportunity to come and learn about a fascinating country that's still in the news every single day. And best of all, you get to learn about it without having done any of the work. What a deal. I hope to see you starting Tuesday, September 13th. I will be at 11 a.m. and we'll see you there. Thanks.